Oh, that's real. So, whenever I use the internet now, I'm not really focusing on watching educational videos and stuff like that because I mainly be figuring stuff out on my own. And I was really doing that stuff because of the girls, like the valedictorian girls who would like cry that I was so smart when I wasn't working as hard as them or whatever. But now there's like I'm still dealing with this like epidemic of like people trying to use like jealousy. I was never one to respond to jealousy. I think that it's childish to be jealous. I think that jealousy is an ugly emotion to have. So trying to use jealousy as a strategy is just fucking retarded. I feel like you completely misunderstood me, and that's really like why you're stupid. But another thing, whenever you say these things and you actually believe them, you know what it is that stops you from believing them? The fact that immediately around you, because of the concept that you're in, there are a bunch of people that just aren't gonna agree with it. So you do believe it. What that second layer is, that's that layer above, because you keep saying it, you keep believing it, you keep thinking that's what's happening. That layer that you're dealing with is other people who don't. And that's what this is. I'm getting pushed to death here. I'm getting pushed to death, which means you people can't comprehend it. What's that thing? I truly believe that I'm in survival mode and that this is all just creative mode. And I'm getting to creative. In fact, I believe that I'm in creative mode, and that's actually what's happening. And that I just keep trying to make sense of everything to too many people, and it's holding me back. Because a lot of people were suffering. You know what it is? Like a lot of people, because you know, a lot of you people, whenever you start suffering, you don't just go, I'm suffering. You go, why am I suffering? And that shit wakes me up. And that sounds crazy, but that's actually what this is. And I can say that without proving it. And without being, I don't have fear in that. That's what this is. Y'all people start suffering, life goes wrong, and so I go, oh, whoa, what is all this? What's going on? And then I start answering your questions. And then, and then I go off and I do my own thing for a while. Hoping you don't need me ever again. Knowing you'll never need me ever again. You'll never need me ever again. Yeah, yeah. And so just know that. And and the reason they can't believe it, actually they can. How do I say this? If you have been spending generations believing that life is just miserable suffering, then it means that all the systems that you've built in those generations, all the history, all the things justifying where you are right now, was within the concept that says that creative mode isn't possible, that we can't just do whatever we want. And so even if you believe it, where you are is just resetting you back to where you are right now in order to get you to adjust to it. So now you're stuck in between two extremes. You believe that you can do whatever you want now and that it's a real thing and you finally accepted it, but you're still where the belief of no one can, of where that's not possible has put you. And you want to go through the experience of it all just happening right now. But remember how I described in, well, you haven't seen that video yet, but the death video, how if I'm watching a dog, right, walk and I look away and I look up and it's way further than it should have been by when it was walking, my brain's gonna go, what the fuck? What the fuck? You know what I mean? And that's what it is. And I'm gonna do some research on that, which is just gonna look like me doing nothing because I'm in a super position where I'm doing everything and all that. So I'm doing some research on how to calm that down, how to calm down the witchcraft fear, how to calm down the witch hunt response, which is, this shit ain't making no fucking sense, bro. This shit ain't making no fucking sense, bro. You know, I gotta calm that down. And if I can calm that down and get people to physiologically comprehend what that is, I think we'll experience a lot of fast changes. Now, here's where I'm dead-ended. I've got no social connections. I'm not pariah as much as I'm like in that weird state of people not knowing how things are gonna go with me, and so they don't know what to do. So I got like a lot of physiological barriers to my ability to get to where I want to be, but I'm also like the amount of effort that it was put into getting there, and the concept of Murphy's law, shit happens, which was like drilled into me. Like people fought to put that in my head. Like I remember like someone said Murphy's law, and I remember saying like, that doesn't make sense. You're saying that things can just go, if things can go wrong, they will. But that doesn't fucking make sense. Why are things happening? By that point, life wouldn't exist. An existence that's constantly trying to go wrong would go so wrong that it doesn't exist anymore. That doesn't even make any sense. But no, they were all like, shut the fuck up. That's what this is. Shit happens. Like they wanted to like drill that into my concept so that I had to deal with it. Like, they were calling me a dumbass over it. Fucking idiots. so, um, I, I, I think I think I can do this without suffering. I think I can do this without going through like much shit. And like that whole thing, like where like it's like you ever like had that thing where you show up to a place and you have that like long term belief where you're like, things have been happening since before I got here, so there's no way it would just change for me. And it's like, well, no, you exist, and things seem to be responding to you, so things are changing because of you. And it's hardly doing that for everybody, and in a way that none of us can see for each other, hence our own personal point of view. I can't see from your eyes right now, you know what I mean? And that seems to be manifesting in more ways than just a physical thing. So, I'm just gonna break some of those arguments in the next week or so, and use that to get where I wanna be, which is just chilling in Cedar Rapids. An old meme. So, yeah, gotta break that up, gotta break these arguments. Um, and then I got, what it seems to be is I've got like someone attached to me. I got like someone or a concept that just doesn't want to see me prove this right. You see how my face looks right now? That's how they look like all the time. They're like in the shadows. And every time I'm successful, like I said, you know what's happening? You know what they're doing? Every single time that the idea pass, like, all right, so here's where we are. Right now, we're at a couple of things. I'm absolutely right. I'm 100% right. We've got a couple of technicality arguments that can be used against me to stall and prevent things from being certain. But I'm right. We can all feel that I'm right. So it doesn't make sense for me not to be successful. I've done the work. I've got a really good aesthetic. I've got a really good personality. And I've got it so well that I can say that without me being an asshole for it, right? I genuinely can't accept everything going my way. And I don't think it's wrong for that to happen. I think it makes absolute sense. And so we're at that point where all these things making sense, my videos being interesting, even though they're not edited, even though I don't have the welcome back to another video, even though I don't have all that going on, my videos are saying interesting things. My music is interesting. It comes from a really unique perspective, a really unique point of view, and it's accomplished really great goals. My movies, the short ones that I've made, are really good examples of what I can do with short resources and very little help. And I mean, like, not just little help, but people resisting me. So I've got nothing but the attitudes. I've got nothing but the justifications for success. So what's happening is as the idea of my success pops into my brain, people are like using their devices. Remember the social removal chambers? That's what they do that for. So they can make characters to say, no, he can't do that because of this. No, that can't happen because of this. No, that can't happen because of this. And so we know that now people have to put effort into denying my success because it's the concept that naturally pops up into people's heads now. So I mean, at this point, I'm just kind of waiting on these people to fall. But that person that's sitting there attached to me, that person's just like, they're crying at this point. They're miserable. And I'm not trying to taunt them, but I'm like, hey, you do understand that this is like, look, this is like the fourth time I've gone homeless. And the more we do this, the more obvious it becomes that it's not my fault. You guys had to literally take my phone and my wallet this time. Like you guys just had to fucking do it this time. You literally just had to fucking do it this time. Like that's what's crazy about it. You couldn't even hide it this time. You couldn't even do it from the distance. You literally just had to fucking do it to my face. Like you couldn't even hide it this time. That's just Y'all are trying to stop it. It pops into your head. Me being successful, me having money, me doing amazing things, me making creative things, I might even be a fucking, I am a scientist in my spare time. I'm an inventor. Give me some real money, give me some real access to equipment, I'll genuinely make some fucking real scientific fucking breaking shit. And y'all know that. Y'all know that's who I am. You niggas know for a fact that's who I am. So at this point, everyone's trying too hard to have the concept, and that's what y'all did. That's what y'all spent the last year doing, right? Y'all just built y'all's concepts to use to claim why it's okay for y'all to be this desperate to prevent my success, to be this loud, to scream this hard, to go so hard every time my success pops into your brain is happening. Now we're here like, yeah, but how's it gonna work though? We don't need to know how it's gonna work. People go towards interesting things. What I'm doing has enough gravity. I said real life. I said real life and I didn't go crazy. I said real life is that we can do whatever we want. And all the arguments that you have against that are bullshit that just keeps happening because you don't want to let it go. I said that. And I'm not crazy. That's gravity. That's attention. That's something right there. Doesn't matter if people aren't hearing it. Life itself is like, what the fuck? That actually makes sense. Life itself I have life's attention, okay? It doesn't fucking matter, all right? It's not about all that bullshit anymore. I know that kind of breaks the argument of a good artist. If you were a really good artist, you could get gravity and all that shit. You can make a good song without advertising it. But you can't, not in this state, because in this state, you can't even make a good song without it you can't even make a good song. In this state, you can't even make a good song. You wanna know why you can't make a good song? Either A, you have to choose to not have any real concept or content. B, you have to choose for your songs to have shit quality, to be amazing ideas, but you just can't accomplish it physically. Or you're just doing something that's already been done and that's the reason it's accepted. And even in, like how I was supposed to say something there was obviously something I should have said, but I got taken from saying it. I didn't break the concept because what was being held back was what the fuck? This is going nowhere. Nothing's being said here. Oh, okay, I get it. Make me look crazy right away. That's funny. Okay. It doesn't break the argument because advertising was a way to explain how videos got views. Everybody wants to be special, but whenever there's some new, unique concept, everyone wants to insult it, everyone doesn't understand it, everyone thinks it's bad. So we know that it's not about art here. We know it's just about, I hit the target the best, guys. I hit the target the best. I mean, I do the act the best, all that shit, right? It's unlike, hold on, my character's getting broken here. Not my character, my manners are. I've gotten attention from life, so much so that I've got things that don't make sense happening in front of me all the time. I'm not crazy, I'm still making sense. And we can tell that I'm still making sense by how little people can argue with me. Which is what the avoidance is for. Because you know what they do. Anybody that actually sounds fucking stupid while they're talking, people will fucking people will get cameras and they'll record that guy and they'll all make fun of him. They'll make memes out of him. But people that make sense and that people don't want that to make sense, those are the people that get avoided. You think you're special enough to make a song that you think you're special enough that if you made an amazing fucking song and then fucking took it and hid the file in 13 folders, in 13 subfolders, and then delete it, and then put the file in your trash bin for it to be deleted in 30 days if you don't take it out, that people on the internet are gonna hear it. And that was my whole point. That was my whole point. And now you're gonna do that to me in some way. But that was my whole point. Don't dish on advertisement. That's a part of the business. That's a part that makes it feel like you're actually accomplishing something. At this point, I know that I say my success is happening, I say I'm rich, I say all that. The only thing stopping it is the idea of somebody else going, "What the fuck? No, you're not. What the fuck? That's crazy. No, you're not." That guy goes away, it's happening. Alright, that was it. Yeah, that's the title.